Hey, what's up? It's Kit. Time for our video. We're filming and we're driving. I have the phone on a holder in the steering wheel, so I can just drive and talk to you guys safely. Anyway, we're doing this because I wanted to document this day. I haven't done a vlog type video for a long time, so we're doing that today. We are going to Barracuda for two things. There's one reel I need to empty out. I don't know if I'm gonna spool it with new line there. I probably would. But I'm emptying it out and giving the line to Wael. It's practically brand new. If I've used it, I used it like twice at the very most. And we're picking up a package that was sent to me from Japan. And this package is gonna be pretty good because what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a lot of videos that has to do with the package that's being sent. You'll see it, but you know, you'll find this video first, of course. Now, the reel is going to be upgraded, which is kind of weird because if you think about it, it's downgraded, but since it's ultralight, we're actually upgrading to better line. Alright, so the line that it has is a bit heavy. I know it's still in the ultralight segment, but it's 4-pound test and it is 0.4, so we're gonna upgrade the line to 200 meters of Momoi Oshikage, and more than likely it's going to be a 0.3, so it's about 3 pounds. It is 3 pounds, and the diameter is thinner, obviously, so we're gonna be able to use smaller jig heads, smaller, lighter lures, and our presentation is going to be better. Now, with that, I would be able to use thinner leaders, and I love using 4-pound and 2.7-pound leaders for this type of fishing. Now, having said that, it is very difficult to find leaders in that diameter here in Dubai, and I have been using fishing line for this, and it works. I mean, like, leaders are basically just fishing line. Sometimes it's thicker, sometimes it is stiffer. Okay, but a leader material is nothing more than just another piece of nylon that's designed to resist abrasion, and it's a bit stiffer so that it doesn't tangle. Now, the problem is when you're dealing with 4-pound, 2-pound test, 3-pound test leaders, like practically 6 pounds and under, you won't be able to make that line super stiff, regardless of being a leader material or not, because at the end of the day, it is that thin. So using fishing line of 4-pound test, 2-pound test, or even 3, something in the middle, up to 6, fishing line is actually a very practical way of doing things because they are sold in longer lengths, and more than likely they obviously are going to be saving money because they're overall it's cheaper. So that's what I use. I have a lot of leftover fishing line that are just like brand new. They're just sitting there. It's gonna last me a really long time to finish those spools, so why not, you know, using them for leaders, perfectly okay. Now, this line, I've been using this particular line that we're getting or putting on the Stella. I've been using this line for a really long time for a really good reason too. First time I've used it, I spooled a line that was given to me by Momoi in their office, because I went to their office and they weren't sold yet, at least here in Dubai. So I tested it out, and first cast I was hooked. I mean, such a good line, and super thin for its diameter, or for its poundage. And my god, when I started using it, just things just flew. Like even half a gram weight with soft plastic. So like a half a gram jig head with a plastic body would give you about 1 gram. And wow, it made such a huge difference that after that I just started to fill all my reels with this line. Now with this line though, it doesn't make sense if you spool with the 0.4, because, well, although it has 0.4, why would you spool 0.4 when you could actually buy other 0.4 PE 0.4 lines? So for me, I only buy 0.3 and under. There are actually reels filled. I have reels that are filled with thinner line for this, but for our purposes now, we're not going to be going down lower than 0.3. So I'll see what they have. We have 200 meter spools for these, and well, yeah, that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. The box that I'm picking up, I'm going to be doing an unboxing, so you know, I'm not going to be talking much about that. We'll do a different video on that when we get home. But pretty much this video is about this reel getting spooled, why, and also I'm going to show you guys the stuff that's good to use with this reel. I'm going to show you the rods that would be compatible for it. Of course, we're going to look at options for reels, if they have reels, 1000 sized reels for sale, which to be honest, it's kind of rare these days. So we'll see what they have, and then we'll have a quick discussion on that while they're emptying out the reel. And yeah, that's it. So we are just about to enter the compound where Barracuda is. I'm gonna look for parking, pay the parking, and then have a little chat while we're there. So again, you'd be able to replicate this. I'm pretty sure it's going to be hard looking for line that's in this segment, but if you can, I'm telling you, you should. And if you can find this particular line, it's even better. Now I've tried looking on Amazon, and kind of difficult actually. So yeah, I mean, not happy that I wasn't able to find it, because otherwise I just put a link for you guys. But anyway, we'll try to see what we can find on Amazon and then figure things out from there. Okay, maybe we'd be able to find something similar, but not exactly this one. But yeah, anyway, I'm here. I am going to do the thing, and then after that I'll see you inside. So we are filling the reel up with the line. Okay, this is the line right here. Full disclosure, I'm buying this. So this is 0.15. It is 4.5 pounds, 2 kg right there, but it is 0.064. It's very thin compared to this line, which is the old line. And let's see if we can focus on comparison. You can see the difference right there. Okay, so this is way thinner than this, which was supposed to be 4. So we end up with something that's actually stronger and thinner. So my mistake. Now yeah, they're watching the video. So we're gonna look at some jig heads here, and the jig heads that we're looking at are the tiny ones. You could find some here. Oh wow, we're out. Oh, there we go. So you know, stuff like this paired up with small soft plastics is what I use these for. And as you can see, it is 1 gram, 1.5, 2, so maximum 3, but I'm actually gonna stay within 1, 1.5, and 2 for that particular reel. This is why we're actually staying or looking for something that's really thin. Now, the lures we're gonna be using are similar to this. This is from Fish Arrow. There's also these ebby ones from Little Jack, which are really good. Paddle tails such as these, and especially worms. These are some of the what do you call this? The ones that I really love using. Paddle tails, again, this is from Tick, but these are the ones that I love using. And I remember when we went to Japan, actually we bought a lot of these because, well, they're very effective. There's also worms from Major Craft that are pretty good. So these, the para worm, these are really good. There's a para worm that has a curly tail like that, and there's also the straight-tailed ones. These ones are really good. Okay, these are the same, but these ones are really good because you cast them out, okay, and then the current actually kind of moves the tail, so there's not much action you need to impart on these, but these are the ones that we're using. Now on the bigger side, of course, there's like bigger paddle tails and whatnot. This one is actually out of place. There we go. So that's that. All right, so the worms, especially if you can find Berkeley, or you can find these sort of things, similar, okay, just as long as they're slim and long. Okay, like these ones are actually, look at it, it's actually pretty cheap, but these ones are about 2 inches and they're quite thin. Okay, so very important. Red ones work a lot. Green and red work really good. There used to be some Major Craft jig heads that I used a lot, but I mean, right now all they have is Cultiva. Alright, so as far as rods are concerned, there's a few rods here. There's some really good rods from Yamaga, Blue Current and all that, but if you're in a budget, okay, wrong rod, that's a Blue Current. If you're in a budget, let's look for some rods here. Triple Cross Aji, this is 630 dirhams. It is, let's see the specs. That's 0.6 to 10 grams, and this is not a bad rod actually. Really good budget rod. It's long enough at about 7.3, has decent action, so it doesn't break the bank. There are some better options, of course, but that first cast is actually pretty good. Golden Mean, that's too much. But anyway, so that's kind of it. There's that rod I'm taking, so I'm not gonna show you guys that. But if you have a bit of budget, of course, Yamaga is really good. There's several versions of the Blue Current that's just perfect, and you can't find a better rod. Well, there are some that are actually equally good, but Yamagas are really good. Now for bait casters, that's kind of like a problem. As you can see, these are all spinning rods. There's no bait casters available for that segment. Alright, so that's it. Let's check on the progress of the reel and see. Okay, so one spool actually fits it, and we have good space for a leader there. that is 200 meters of this line right here, and I'm pretty sure that we'll be able to cast this farther. I think what I want is to actually, yeah, that's fine. So this is good. All right, so mission accomplished for now. And I like the yellow because with the yellow, what happens is that you can actually see the line more than you would with a green one. This is the whole reason why this one was pink, so I can see it. So if this had pink, I would have bought that. But anyway, this is that's it. I mean, you could see the fit. It's good. Okay. There are lines from Major Craft, of course, that are pretty okay. There's one here that's 0.6, actually thinner than it's supposed to be. But again, as far as fishing line is concerned, I have like I mean Oshikage is it for me. Oshikage is it for me. There's of course alternatives, but I haven't yet found anything that actually rivals that. There is one from Varivas that's also 0. What was that? 3, and it's stronger too. But I haven't really compared them side by side, and I'd rather not actually spend a lot more than I should, because the Oshikage is actually quite cheap already as it is. So, you know, for me, it's just more practical. Plus, I think the Varivas is actually like 150 meters, if I'm not mistaken. And it's 200, and it's perfect on the 1000 size too. Now, leaders. There's a big problem with leaders, especially here in the UAE, because you can't really find thin line. Okay, like the ones that you have here. This is 5.6 pounds, which is all right, but you know, for me, I love using 4 and 3. Okay, there's one that's 2.75 pounds, but at the end of the day, that's actually 3-pound test. So 3 and 4 pound test, basically what I use a lot of. You're going to be seeing this in action in a few days, because someone is coming here, and we're going to be fishing in the palm. Now, there's also some options for small lures, of course. I think I've shown a few on my last video, but things such as these are actually really good. These, okay. These are all from Tackle House, that the ones that I showed. These are actually freaking fantastic. Okay. And this is from like 6 grams. This is from Duras, like Japanese brand, but you know, quite small, 46 mm, and colors are pretty good. And when you're fishing with smaller stuff like this, it's actually like really tiny bait fish that's around in the shoreline. It's pretty common, and well, that's what a lot of fish are feeding on. So yeah, the chances of you getting bit on one of those is actually kind of higher than let's say using a bigger one from shore. So that's quite important. I'm just looking around here for some other okay, Zeke has these, also good. I'd put this in the tackle box if actually I am trying to fill stuff up, because see, the thing with these is that if you look closely, let's look for something that's like brighter color so that you can see. So you can see that these are actually quite tiny. They're slim, and there's a lot of bait fish that are slim and about this size. This is, I think, about 5 grams. So again, one of those things that are quite useful to have when you're fishing from shore, because you don't know exactly what type of bait fish are around. So you want a lot of profiles so that you'd be able to match the profiles with whatever is there, because matching the hatch is very, very important when it comes to these things, because believe it or not, the fish that are around, swimming around there, they're actually in that area looking for these bait fish, and if they see something kind of different, they're not gonna strike. All right, so oh yeah, these are 7 grams. These are called jet lure. What is this? It's a jet jig or something like that. Swim, okay. But the good thing with these is that you just cast them out and reel them in, and they actually have action on their own. Major Craft has just recently come out with, well, not recently, but they've come out with bait fish colored patterns. So if you can see here, that actually kind of looks like small mackerel. And if you have that type of fish swimming around, then you're matching the hatch perfectly. So for their line, at least, they have those patterns. All right, that's about it, I guess. Anyway, so the reel is oh, hold on, what else do you need? I don't use snaps, and I don't particularly recommend them, but if you want to be able to change your lures on the fly, snaps are good. I would stick with really good brands, as opposed to actually buying random ones. So Cultiva is pretty good, and if I have to use, I would use this shape right here. Okay, take note that shape. Okay, that's very, very important, because this shape gives the most and best action. I don't like slim ones, slim profiled ones like these, because they're kind of restrictive. So those egg type ones are actually really good, because they keep your lures swimming well. Now this is a big one, but I just want to show you the shape. You can see there, it's a little bit on the triangular side. I don't like those, again, because it's kind of restrictive. So I tend to stay away from the what do you call this, that type of shape. Now an even better one would be a split ring. If you can find super strong split rings that fit your lures, it's good. Okay, but especially for tiny jigs, I don't use that, but for lures, you can get away with them. Really tiny swivels such as these, okay, would work. Now as you can see, these are actually kind of pretty strong. This is 35 kg, all right, for something that tiny, and those would work together with a really tiny split ring on lures, plugs and stuff like that. But I wouldn't actually use them when I'm using jigs. What do you call this, like lead head jigs. I prefer to actually just tie them on straight. So yeah, that's it. Anyway, so I'm gonna head home. Just my parking's about to run out too. So anyway, I've stayed about an hour here. So yeah, mission accomplished for now. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't yet, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up if you like this video, and yeah, comments are welcome. Okay, reactions, violent reactions, put them down there, and I'll see you in the next one.